10th of November 2015. The last post ceremony will draw special attention to particular soldiers whose lives and deaths can tell us something about the terrible conflict in which they were involved. Their stories are stories of mud and blood, of unspeakable suffering and limitless human endurance. However, they are also stories of courage, devotion to duty and comradeship. We remember with gratitude the sacrifice of these men and the thousands of others that they represent. Tonight, we remember Rifleman Geoffrey Holt Schooling, who died on the 28th of December 1915 while serving with the Queen's Westminster Rifles. Geoffrey volunteered in April 1915 and after training joined the battalion in Bugle on the 10th of November. Geoffrey's first experience at the front was at Bugle, when he began fatigues on the 9th of December. Early on the 19th of December, the Germans launched a gas attack across 5 kilometres of the front, and it was the first time that the battalion had experienced gas since it had arrived on the Western Front. The gas drifted on the wind into Geoffrey's trench, but luckily his gas and smoke helmet protected him adequately. Captain Swainson wrote, "A dense grey cloud was seen rolling towards the trenches on our left. The sentry promptly alarmed the company, which at once stood to after adjusting their gas helmets. The Germans then shrapnelled the road and the communication trenches behind our lines. A party from Geoffrey's company went out on a patrol in no man's land on the 22nd. They met and engaged a group of nearly 30 Germans who were putting up wire. Geoffrey spent Christmas in the front line, as the war diary recorded. Christmas Day passed quietly. There was no sort of repetition of last year's truce. The Germans shouted across to our men, but receiving no encouragement, the conversation ceased. The Germans shelled the school behind us at about noon and at 1 p.m, then put some 20 whiz-bangs into the local defences. They hit the corner of Blazer's dugout and knocked a bottle of whisky off the table onto the floor, but by merciful providence it did not break. On Boxing Day, in retaliation for a shoot by the British, the Germans put up 20 crumps, 3/4 of which did not explode.